Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Reach out, touch what was once just in your imagination. Don't be shy, it's alright if you feel a little trepidation. Sometimes these things don't need explanation.
메이크놈. 혼자 쓰는데 이게 너무 좋더라고요. 이거
You have the dry wine, more dry wine. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the part.
Oh, I
of
see.
Cuvée. It's a 2012, but
Wow.
it's a just.
티조림이에요. 카페를 갔다 갈까?
I don't know. 들었니?
좋아, 너무 예쁘다. 지나간다. 겁난다.
맞아. 복사 붙여넣기를 안 한 것 같아.
이거 먹어봐.
The hair consomme to get marinated mushrooms on the top, baked mushrooms shiitake. It's marinated mustard seed.
너무 부드러운데? 우와. 사람이 너무 많아서.
No, vuoi scendere in ascensore?
Avete detto
저기 막 준비를.
Like to introduce
줄 선거 봐. 근데 빨리 들어갈 것 같기도 하고. And 124 carat gold near latte macchiato.
Thank you, your patient latte. Enjoy.
Thank you. 귀뚜라미 보일러. 네, 맞습니다. 악보를 팔아? 바로 밥과 조화를 내치게 된 육개장 같은데 살짝? 그지?
Yeah, have you been at the other store, Fashion
No,
Street?
not yet.
It's technically like a 15-minute walk.
이거 제가 샀던 건데 저쪽 코스에 없더라고요. 이 셔츠를 이렇게 입어보겠습니다. 이런 느낌. 이렇게 여기가 너무 특이한 것 같아요. 이렇게. 아, 너무 예쁜데 이거? And also, can I get tax free for this?
No, for that, unfortunately, you have to reach a certain amount.
Oh, how
To
much?
reach 74,000.
74,000.
This one is 25,000, so you have to buy.
Okay. Amount 75,000. That's the.
Bajcsi Zsilinszky út. Kérem vigyázzanak!
bit nice.
이렇게 맞아.